यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे और परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती शिवाय ग्रेस ऐसे सिद्धांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर श्री ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की ऑल glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Yes, 39. 39. Yeah, 39. experience and we small. Brigati, Api, Divan. Ya, as long as यथा योनोपगृह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणामं भिप्सताम् यस्मिन् कर्म समावायो यथा योनोपगृह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणाममभिप्सताम् यस्मिन् कर्म समावायो यथा योनोपगृह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणाममभिप्सताम् यस्मिन् कर्म समावायो यथा येनोपगुह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां च एव परिणामम् अभिप्सताम् यस्मिन् कर्म समावायो यथा योनोपगुह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणामम् अभिप्सताम् Words to our meaning. Yasmin, in which karma, actions, samavayah, accumulation, yatha, as far as, yena, by which, upagrihate, upagrihate, takes over, gunananam, of the different modes of material nature, guninam, of the living being, cha, also, eva, certainly, parinamam, resultant, abhipsitam, of the desires. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Then again kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from the different modes of the material nature act upon the desiring living being, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from the demigod down to the most insignificant creatures. Hmm. Purport. Actions and reactions of all works in the material modes of nature, either in the minute form or in the gigantic form, they are accumulated, and thus the result of such accumulated actions and reactions of the karma or work become manifested in the same proportion. How such actions and reactions take place, what is the different procedures are, and what proportions they act are all subject matter of Maharaj Parikshit inquiries from the great Brahmana Shukadev Goswami. Life in the higher planet, known as the abodes of the denizens of the heaven, is obtained not by the strength of spacecraft, as is now being contemplated by the inexperienced scientists, but by work done in the mode of goodness, Sattvaguna. Even on the very planet where we are now living, there are restrictions upon the entrance of the foreigners into the country where the citizens are more prosperous. For example, America. The American government has many restrictions for the entrance of the foreigners from the less prosperous countries, in the bracket India. The reason is that The Americans do not wish to share their prosperity with any foreigner who has not qualified himself as a citizen of America. Similarly, the same mentality is prevailing in the every other planet where there are more intelligent living entities residing. Higher planetary living conditions are all in the mode of goodness, and anyone desiring to enter into a higher planet like a moon, sun, or Venus must qualify thoroughly by the activity in complete sattva guna. That means those who go by spacecraft in moon, they are all sattva guna. Maharaj Parikshit's enquiries are on the basis of proportionate actions of goodness, which qualify one in this planet to be promoted to the highest region of the universe. Even on this planet of our present residence, one cannot achieve a good position within the social order without being qualified with a proportionate work, good work. One cannot forcibly sit on the chair of a high court judge without being qualified for the post. Similarly, one cannot enter into the higher planetary system without being qualified by good work in this life. Persons addicted to the habit of passion and ignorance have no chance of entering the higher planetary system simply by an electronic mechanism. According to the Bhagavad Gita, according to the sentence or statement of the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 25th verse, person trying to qualify themselves for the promotion to the higher heavenly planet can go there. Similarly, person trying for the Pitraloka can go there. Similarly, person trying to improve the conditions on this earth can also do that. And persons who are engaged in going back to Godhead can achieve that result. The various actions and reactions of the work in the mode of goodness are generally known as a pious work with devotional service, culture of knowledge with the devotional service, mystic power with the devotional service, or and at last devotional service unmixed with any other varieties of goodness. What is being mentioned here? The various actions and reactions of the work in the mode of goodness are generally known as pious work with the devotional service, or culture of the knowledge with the devotional service, or the mystic powers with the devotional service, or devotional service unmixed with any other varieties of goodness. These are all various actions and reactions of the work in the mode of goodness. This unmixed devotional service, it is transcendental and it's called Parabhakti. It alone can promote a person to the transcendental kingdom of God. And such a transcendental kingdom is not a myth, but is as factual as moon. As we see the moon exists. Similarly, spiritual planet also exists. One must have transcendental qualities to understand the kingdom of God and God Himself. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Vaiham Dadati Sapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Gurau Shriyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। आराध्य भगवान् व्रजेश तनया तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना ब्रजवधूं वर्गेण या कल्पिता। श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणमूलं प्रेमपमर्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभुर्मतपदं तत्रादरानापरा। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Everything becomes mechanical if it is same tune. That's why prayer is also chanted in different tune. Hare Krishna. So here is a verse where is question put forth by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukdev Goswami, asking about Kala and Karma. Within that span of time, what living entity performs the karma as per the kind of reaction he accumulates, action and reaction he performs, action he performs and reaction he accumulates, uh, uh, which is done under the different modes of the material nature, uh, uh, within the purview of the desire and independence, free will of a living entity. That living entity prepares his future destination, either higher planets or the same planet or lower planet. Sometimes he gets the body of a demigod, sometimes human and sometimes animal. So this is what question Parikshit Maharaj is asking, that how is this happening? How the living entities, on what basis he gets those different bodies? So karma ka phera, kala chakra and karma ka phera. That's what question is being asked by Parikshit Maharaj. Fine, no? English is okay? One or two, but I have all purports in English only, so I will take English translation. I will directly refer. I don't have Hindi because I'm going to refer 11th canto, where a discussion Uddhav Gita. I will take a reference. So 11.22.35 verse onward. So there is a discussion, wonderful. Uddhava Gita. Uddhava is asking question to Krishna. The whole thing is about the same question what Parikshit Maharaj is asking to Krishna. See the question now here. Uddhava is asking same question. O Supreme Master, the intelligence of those dedicated to the fruity activities is certainly deviated from you. Please explain to me how such person accepts superior and inferior bodies by their materialistic activities and then give up their bodies. Oh Govinda, this topic is very difficult for foolish person to understand. Being cheated by illusion in this world, they generally do not become aware of this fact. Uddhava here is asking a question to Krishna. Same. Because of attachment to the fruity activities. Fruity means what? Fruity activities means जो फल के लिए एक्टिविटीज किया जाता है. Something I want from that. Sakama karma. Fruity activities. Sakama karma, not nishkama karma. Sakama karma. And such activities is certainly deviated from you. That means such a person who performs sakama karma, that means the fruit is not offering to you. That means he is not doing activities for you. Then in that way he is deviated from you. Everything he does, he says, what is in it for me? If I perform this particular yajna, particular activity, what will I get from that? His prime thought is always me and mine, not what Krishna will get, what the devotee will get, but he will think, what is in it for me? Please explain to me how such persons accept superior and inferior bodies by their materialistic activities and give up such bodies. How such people, they wander through the cycle of birth and death. Sometimes get the heavenly body, sometimes the animal body, and they keep on taking birth and again they die. Oh Govinda, this topic is very difficult for a foolish person to understand. If the people are really intelligent, then they will not continue the sakama karma. If people are really intelligent, they will not perform the sakama karma, the activities for satisfying just senses. Oh Govinda, this topic is very difficult to understand. Being cheated by illusion in this world, they generally do not become aware of this fact. Who is cheating them? Illusion, Maya. Because they identify themselves with the body. The soul, parute anartha, means soul is basically belongs to the transcendental realm, but he is identifying himself with the material body. And accordingly, he performs activities, being in that illusion that I am body, मैं ये शरीर हूँ. तो मैं फिर इस शरीर को सुखी रखने के लिए क्या क्या कर सकता हूँ? तो किस तरह से मुझे ये जो 4 एक्टिविटीज है बहुत अच्छी तरह से करनी है ताकि मैं सुखी रहूं. Eating, meeting, sleeping and defending. Always he thinks of eating. Then after the belly is satisfied, then where is a mating? How can I have sex? Better sex, quality sex. Then how will I protect myself? What is security for me in future? What is my security in the future? And eating, meeting and sleeping. Sleeping more than needed, basically. Labho jivata yavata, as per that principle, whatever is needed need to be done bodily, but doing more than the proportionate. All these activity. Eating, meeting, sleeping and defending. So being cheated by this illusion because he considers himself body is all in all. Body is all in all. Then everything goes by the demands of the body because the identification has changed. And he's not, he's aware of this fact. Oh, Krishna, please. Now Krishna said, Krishna is giving answer over few verses. Now we will go through those verses and we'll explain. Okay? Translation. The material mind of the man, shaped by the reactions of the fruitive work, along with the five senses, it travels from one material body to another. And the spirit soul, although different from this mind, follows it. So here it is mentioned mind is always shaped by the reactions of the fruitive work. What is the reactions of the fruitive work? What previously he has cultivated in the previous body comes, or in this body also, since birth, what he cultivated, that becomes a prominence for him. The way he cultivated his mind and senses, he is shaping his mind. We are the creator of our own destiny, but who is create that destiny? The way we created our mind, the way we shape our mind, and the way the mind is shaped, the mind being a boss of the all the senses, is engaging all the senses to fulfill those shaped mind. And because of that, all the five senses says yes, boss, to the mind. And in this way, the mind travels from one material body to another material body, again shaping himself while going to the different bodies. And thus, the spirit soul, which is different from the mind and body, it follows it. The spirit soul also wanders from different species. The mind, bound to the reactions of the sakam karma, always meditate on the object of the senses, both those that are seen in the world and those who are not just heard of in Vedic authority. And consequently, mind appears to come into being and to suffer annihilations along with the objects of the perception, and thus its ability to distinguish past and future is lost. What is happening here? The mind, because of the sakam karma, he's shaped himself in a particular way. He always meditate on the then object. Just like the young boy always meditate on the young girl. Or the one who want to eat the palatable dishes always thinks about those dishes. Some of the dishes he has seen and experienced, and some of the dishes he has never seen, but he heard that such things exist, and he is aspiring for that. वो कब मिलेगा वो खाने को, वो सुना है उसके बारे में. A beauty of the material world, what he has seen. The person, young boy, gets attracted towards the young girl and develops a desire to enjoy that object. And some of the sense object he heard in a scripture that in the heavenly planet, such kind of apsaras, they also exist. Very beautiful. And he creates an imagination, how I can get those objects. So both those that are seen in this world and those are heard about in the Vedic authority, he is dreaming to enjoy them. Enjoyment is not in the factual. Always enjoyment is in the mind. Consequently, the mind appears to come into being and suffer annihilation. Along with the body, shaped mind also takes birth, and as per the cultivated desires, he enjoy. Again, it dies along with the body. It come into being, means what? Again takes birth. Again change body. Mm. And suffer annihilation along with. Mind also suffer when body dies. It is the main mind which suffers when the body dies. And thus its ability to distinguish past and future is lost. Mind don't think about that in the past because of this desire I suffered and I should not repeat the mistake. How can I come out of that? Just now, yesterday, I was not supposed to eat the paneer, but everybody is eating. अरे चलो सब पचा रहे हैं, तो मुझे भी खाना चाहिए. And I eat it, overeat, and I suffer. And after that, tomorrow again the same object comes. अरे कल dysentery हुआ था, ये खा के वही सामने आ गया फिर से पनीर, पनीर टिक्का, पनीर ये पनीर जो भी है, फिर भी अगेन गल्प डाउन. वो भूल जाता है. अरे कल डिसेंट्री हुआ था. अरे नहीं, थोड़ा वो क्या है डिस्प्रोपोर्शनली खाया था, आज मैं सिर्फ 5 ही खाऊंगा, कंट्रोल वे करूंगा. And that becomes cause of his misery, and he forgets the past and don't think about the future, what will happen. If I get indulged into it, I have done it repeatedly, every lifetime I am doing it, and I suffered a lot because of this. Still, no, this lifetime is very special, you know. This time I will do very carefully, gratify my senses without harming myself. So that never comes because his mind is shaped in particular way and he gets carried away. The injunctions of the Shastra are not appealing to him. Or he is not Shraddhavanto Anusuyanto. He is not in that category. He don't have Shraddha in the words of Krishna. And he is Anusuyanto, he is envious of Krishna. Why only Krishna can enjoy in the jhula? Why can't I have my own jhula and my own girlfriend? Why only Krishna enjoy? Why that person only can go in a Mercedes car? Why only that person can have a palatial bungalow? I also can have. I also should enjoy. Then only world will recognize my glory and I can fully benefit the existence of the human form of life. Full benefit of life in within one span. Because hey kitne saal ve bache hue. Then mind also again get carried away. अरे देखो ना उसने कितना स्मार्ट वे करोड़ कमाया. He is enjoying, you know. And at the time he is also coming to temple and doing bhakti. Smart way I will do it. So this is the way the mind cheats. He cannot distinguish the past and future. The discrimination is lost. Then next sloka. When the living entity passes from the present body to the next body, which is created by his own karma, he becomes absorbed in the pleasurable and painful sensations of the new body, new house, new college, everything new. A sensation is there while using that object, something new is there. And it's pleasurable and painful sensations, both of the new body, and completely forget the experiences of the previous body. कि वही यही किया था पीछे और लाते खाई है. अभी नया बॉडी में भी वही कर रहे हैं. This total forgetfulness of the one's previous material identity, which comes about for one's reason or another, it's called death. So mrityu sarvasya. So okay. So in this way, one's entire consciousness become absorbed in one's current body. Uh, it is mentioned here that consequently one's entire consciousness become absorbed in one's current body in order that one can fully experience the result of the previous activities, because the living entity falsely identifies himself as the body. Bodily death is also experienced as the death of the soul. Actually, however, the soul is eternal and never die. There is no creation for the soul, there is no annihilation of the soul, but the soul identified with the body, whatever happens with the body, soul thinks that it is happening to me. I am dying, I am taking birth. And when one understands this distinction between the body and soul analytically, that is called self-realization. And this process of self-realization, along with the Krishna consciousness, become very practical and experiential. He can experience the level of self-realization very easily by engaging his body, mind, and senses in serving the Lord. O most cherishable Uddhava, what is called birth is simply a person's total identification with the new body. And one accepts the new body just as one completely accepts the experience of a dream or a fantasy as reality. That means taking a birth, accepting new body is also a dream, new fantasy. Because of the identification of the soul with the body, bodily new body, the soul takes as something new is going to happen now in this body. Let me take maximum advantage of the body. So he's into his dream world, fantasies, swapna, and he has many manoratha, and you want to fulfill all those manoratha, what he has acquired in the mind previously in this new body. Just as a person experiences a dream or daydream, does not remember his previous dreams or daydreams, a person situated in his present body, although having existed prior to it, thinks that he has only recently come into the being. Business of the gaining new body is not new, but it is the oldest business what soul is doing. Using that body with the same activities of eating, meeting, sleeping, and defending is not a new something excited. No excitement is there. क्या बोलते हैं कुछ तो क्या बोलते हैं कुछ तो what we say suspense or something. There is nothing, no suspense in that or some excitement. The same thing is going to do. Punah charvita charvananam. But he thinks it's something new. Now something new is going to happen. New body. Engrossed by this identity, false identity. The purports, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he mentions that the objection may be raised that sometimes when experiencing a dream, one actually remembers a previous dream. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur replies that by the mystic power of Jati Smara, Jati smara. One can remember uh, one's previous body. Uh, and as is well known, the exception establishes the rule. The exception establishes the rule. But normally, conditioned soul do not pursue their past existence. They think that I am a 6-year-old or I am a 30-year-old, and previous to this birth, I did not exist. In such material ignorance, one cannot understand the actual situation of the soul. What is being said, Vishwanath Chakravarti, because the verse says that uh, because of the present bodily existence, the soul is in dreaming state. Being in the present dreaming state, he forgets the past life dreaming state. He forgets that past life dreaming state. Uh, now, uh, hmm. So, but there are some exceptions where they remember the past life memories. But that is only exception. That is only to establish the principle of reincarnation, whatever. Reincarnation does exist, but such cases are very rare. Uh, Generally, everybody identifies his present body. Even in this lifetime, if I'm now, suppose I'm 40 plus, so as soon as I think about myself, who am I? Oh, I am a 40 plus, neither young nor old, in between. I am traveling towards old age. Immediately our identity become what I am. A child immediately thinks that I am a child. Even he forgets that he was just a baby in the womb. When we are youth, now we identify with our present body, not the childhood body. When one becomes old, he thinks I am old. He no more youth. He no more child. No more in the womb. He forgets though that he existed in this very lifetime. And in the old age, dreams are different, youth dreams are different, childhood dreams are different. But when we are in youth and dreaming, we forget the dreams of that once upon a time I was dreaming in child. Let me fly in the aeroplane. But now I am ended up in becoming an aeroplane captain or driver. But I know now I don't aspire. That is not my dream. That doesn't come. That is not my aspiration. What is we aspire for, or where the mind focuses on this I want, that's what becomes his dream. And once he achieves that object, what's next? What next? Because he is not deriving any pleasure in that object now. Oh, I want a new home. Then he work hard and he gets the home. Inauguration happen, and after 4 or 5 years, he gets hackneyed with the maintenance of the house, and there is no any fantasy in that new home concept doesn't comes. Now he thinks I want new car. Now fantasy of the dreaming of the car, new car goes on for some time. When he gets the new car, he thinks no, this is a wrong model which I choose. I would have choose that model. He he dreams about that model. So this is the way. In the childhood, his dreams are different. He aspires for something that I will become an engineer. In youth, when he becomes engineer, now he is fed up with that, and now he is dreaming that when I will become crorepati, or when I will become the head of such an institute. When he becomes the head of such and such an institute, he goes through some experience, then he's become hackneyed, frustrated, and then he thinks something next. The soul is never happy with the current situation, identity. He's always dreaming. And past dreams is not relevant to him now. Those dreams are not relevant to him. Past dreams. He don't identify with that. Mm. So then next, because the mind which is a resting place, because the mind which is a resting place of the senses has created, because the mind which is a resting place of the senses has created the identification with a new body. The threefold material varieties of the high, middle, and low class appears as if present within the reality of the soul. Thus, the self creates external and internal duality, just as a man might give birth to a bad son. What is being said here? The mind has created an identification with the new body and threefold material varieties. What is the threefold material varieties? Beauty, मेरा सौंदर्य, मेरा ऐश्वर्य, मेरा एजुकेशन, मेरा सोशल स्टेटस, मेरा फेम, नेम, higher, middle, lower. These three identity. In terms of beauty, wealth, and he didn't discriminate. Oh, he is a high level. Hey, he is a middle man. Hey, he is a poor man. Because of wealth. Oh, he is a very fantastic, very attractive, beautiful. Oh, he is decent. Hey, ugly. In each aspect of these opulences, he divide high, middle, low classes. And that appear as if present within the reality of the soul. Because of identification with body, soul thinks this is the reality. He is Aishwaryaman, he is Saundaryaman, he is famous. So this kind of identification, one who's high, one low, always mind always thinks about, ये आदमी जा रहा है, पुअर है रे, हाँ, रिच है रे, ये है रे, वो है रे. Based on what? What he possesses. Although that what he possesses is bodily possession, not his soul's possession. But we identify with the body. To the degree we identify with the body, to that degree we see everything, whole world, as a mirror of our own consciousness. The whole world is nothing but the mirror of our own consciousness, bodily consciousness. Thus, the self creates external and internal duality, just as a man might give birth to a bad son. What is being said here? Man gives birth to a bad son. Yeah. So the internal differences are the differences perceived in the mind during the dreaming state and intelligence during the deep sleep. Okay. These states are just like a father producing a bad son. The example is suitable since the three types of the differences created by the senses, mind and intelligence are auspicious for the jiva. Again, the purport. Yeah. Yes. Here is explanation by purport. A father may be by nature be peaceful, but because his bad son gets into trouble, the father is also forced to defend his son and consider his son's enemies to be his enemies, entire family's enemy. Thus, a bad son implicates the father into troublesome conflict. Similarly, a spirit soul has no intrinsic problems. But by creating a false identification with the body, the son, the soul becomes involved in the happiness and distress of the world. With this verse, the Lord summarizes his discussion of the difference between the body and the soul. Uh, what is being mentioned here in the translation, that the self creates external and internal duality, just as a man might give birth to a bad son. Hmm. A father, bad son, gives a bad reputation to the father, and the father identify with the son's friends and enemy as his friends and enemies. Although father has nothing to give and take with that third person, but his strong identification with the son, that he is my son, so my son's enemy is my enemy, is my enemy. This duality is created. Similarly, the soul has nothing to give and take with the object, sense object. But the soul identify with the body and mind. This is me, my real identity. My real identity. The mind, whomever he makes friends and enemy, becomes friends and enemy of the soul. Mind, whomever he aspire, this is my object which will give me pleasure, becomes object of the pleasure for the soul because of soul's identity. And this creates a duality in his life, dvandva. Soul is in dvandva because his identification with the sun, that is body. Mm. And sons, he keeps on changing. And as he changes bodies, uh, his relationship with the material world will keeps on. Apparent object may change, the consciousness remains the same. For example, activities of the eating, meeting, sleeping, depending remain the same whether human or dogs. Dogs also eat and run behind the female dog. Mm. Uh, and the man also will eat, sleep, mate, and defend. Mm. Same business goes on in different body. Mm. So this way, the under the three modes of the material nature, as per the modes he cultivate, he the soul keeps on changing the different bodies, and according to the bodily identification, the soul either enjoy or suffer. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Go Premanande. Hare Krishna.